like I was saying, there's different intensities of you know, of, setting boundaries with certain type of demonic energy. Because it's like, that's so demonic, being at freaking work, and then it's like when you're at work, somebody's treating you like you're some type of, like you have no say in how you want anything to be done. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I remember when I was at work and they were like, oh, look at Agatha, she has no backbone. Like, I'm like, do you have to fucking do fucked up things? Do you have to do that? That means you know exactly what you're doing. That means that you know what you're doing, and you're choosing to do something that is wrong to somebody, and just acting like, oh, like it's right, even though just because the person's not reacting or saying anything, like that's not a good thing, because that person's still being affected by everything that you're doing, and you are acting like it's not really affecting them. But then again, it's affecting them, but you're trying to act, you're trying to see whether that person's real or not, just because by, looking to see if they're gonna react or something. Of course that person's reacting, but you don't freaking know how they're reacting, because they don't show it. But like behind that, they could be doing a whole bunch of things. Like they could be, doing self-harm or something, just because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know the words to use to get their point across, to tell you how they feel. So, and they don't want to freaking say anything and it cause an embarrassing situation. So instead they would do it in freaking private, because something that they probably went through something where they were taught, or they felt that if they say anything, that they could be in danger of something being done to them even worse. So you cannot be just playing around with people's emotions like that. You can't be playing around with their boundaries like that. You just can't. Like, and these people in work environments, they're very toxic sometimes. They don't care about people. And that's why I was done with that. I was done with that environment. And from then on, I decided I might as well just work on something that I feel I'm naturally talented on or in, and work on it so that I can, be able to support myself in that way, through my own talent, through my own divine, gifts that was gifted to me, you see? And I'm not going to keep myself in such an environment such as that, as a toxic environment like that, because if I stay in a toxic environment like that, it's like I'm just choosing to be in hell, like who the heck wants to live in hell? And I knew this. There's different levels of boundaries. There's different levels of choosing another reality. Like, people don't know everything, but yet they're going around acting like complete idiots, looking to see how far they can go with using someone or abusing someone and all that, just because they just want to feel good because of what they're doing. Oh, and also because they're not saying anything. Like, yes, they have shown you that they don't like what you're doing by their facial expressions. They may not be able to communicate it in words, but they're going to show you through their facial expressions. That's another way that people communicate. So this is the thing about boundaries. There's different levels of how people can show you that they are setting boundaries. Some people show you by showing you that, like, okay, they might start to like withdraw or something. That means that they're trying to show you, I don't want to be around you. That's that's different levels. They may not be able to communicate it to you because maybe in the past they said something and somebody went crazy on them, and they just don't want to be in that type of fire, that type of energy. They don't want to be in that, because you don't even know how people will react. You don't know whether they're going to try to like harm you just because you told your truth. So some people choose not to freaking say much, but just show you that they don't like what you're doing by just deciding not to talk that much to you anymore, or deciding to withdraw from you, or just any of those things. There's different ways that people communicate, but they just, you know what I mean? I already said it many times. Yeah. So, and it's like, yes, everywhere you go, there's another type of idiot or whatever trying to force you to do something, or to, and you have probably told them in the most peaceful manner ever that what they're doing is, that they don't agree, or they don't want to do a certain thing. But, some people are persistent. And at that point, it's like, what do you do when you're in an environment and you don't know how to get out of that environment? And it's like, it seems like, oh, you have to go back into selling your soul or something just to get some change or some money, just to get the tools you need to move to the next town or something. Like what is it? Like, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? There's many different situations that people could be in. They could be in very vulnerable positions, and you don't even know. That's why I just treat people with respect. I treat people like, I don't cross my boundaries like that. I do not do that, because I know what it feels like to have boundaries crossed, and nobody deserves to have to go through that. Like, if I want to get to know someone, I just, invite them to a moment or a date or whatever, to go somewhere and get to know each other, and then we go from there. But I've came to a point where it's like, people have crossed my boundaries so much. I don't really want to even say that, because of law of attraction and stuff like that. So it's very hard for me to communicate about things because I don't really want to say something that's not going to attract more good things to me or whatever. But to be honest about the situation, I've gone through some stuff that is actually putting me in a certain state where I can't even remember what it feels like to be normal or to just have a normal life, because it seems to me like I'm in my own space to the point that it's like I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, almost. That's how much my boundaries have been crossed, you know? It's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling. And I don't know if you know what that feels like, but I don't think, if you have not felt that, I hope you don't feel it. I hope you don't get to feel that type of confusion or pain or, yeah, like I have to be able to be around somebody that can help remind me of what a life is truly about. Not people that just keep on putting me in a situation where it's like it just feels so artificial. You know, like artificial situations. And what I mean by artificial situations is like, you know, like, doesn't it just seem artificial? Having to meet with someone that can help you with something, but then when you're in that situation, then now it's like it's not even natural. Something about it doesn't seem natural. Like living in the city is a toxic situation, if you really think about it, especially if you're far away from family. Like, if you were living in the countryside, like, all the family could come together, especially if they lived near each other, and we could grow together. But in this type of artificial situation, it's like they put so much obstacles in front of you before you can even be able to do such a thing. And that's a complete shame that what the world has came to. I just hope that I continue to be guided in the right direction, and that I continue to be guided to the place where I am meant to be. I think that's the same thing, the right direction and the place that I'm meant to be. It gets me super, super, super angry at times. Such deep, intense anger that I can't even show, because my face doesn't show my anger. I could be so angry, but because I can't speak when I'm angry, it could come out as a blow to you, like you don't even really know. It could come out in different ways, but it's like I don't really yeah, I'm not the type to figure out or to I'm more of a like I walk away from situations. I don't try to like create more freaking stuff to deal with. But sometimes we're in situations where you can't get out of a certain situation. You know what I mean? Like, and the only way to get out is to you can't really ask people for help like that because who can you trust? At some point, the trust is just, it's like you don't know who to trust. And I'm not saying this to be negative or to, that's just not how I operate. It's not how I operate. I'm a peaceful person. I'm a very, very peaceful person. I'm not somebody that wants to bother anyone or wants to be bothered myself. But it's a lot of stuff that goes on in this world that you don't even freaking know about. Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. It's different levels and intensities of having to set boundaries. Some of it is as easy as walking away. Others is speaking. Others is like, you gotta freaking tell somebody in authority about certain things. It's just different levels. But, since I'm a peaceful person, usually I do my best to take care of the situation myself instead of getting any authority involved, because the truth is I am the law. I set the rules for how people should treat me. And at some point, if walking away doesn't work, and if those things I've done, it's like, it's one of those things. You know what you need to have a healthy life. But depending on the situation you're in, it takes a lot of ability to know what to do, to be able to navigate your way out of certain situations. And one way is using a whole lot of different type of techniques, such as just making sure that we know exactly what we're doing each day, planning our days correctly. Not forgetting about what it is we want to do. Because I know, like, in this world, people are so easily distracted nowadays by everything, social media, their phones. And that's what kind of takes us away from being grounded. And you just have to remember to take care of your health, because your health is what's gonna be able to put you back into like the natural state of being. Your physical health is, you know, what can help your mental health be better. By you taking care of your physical health, that helps your mental health. And by you taking care of your mental health, that helps your spiritual health. It's just different levels. And we have to tap into ourselves. We gotta meditate. Meditate. And that's all I have to share for now. Until next time.